Hello, little tadpoles. I'm Willow,
And I'm Violet.
and today at the Tea Pond we have in a treat for you guys.
Yes, we do.
If you guys want to reach out and let us know any new topics or anything you would like to say to us at all, our socials are in the links in the description below. Today we're going to be diving into the world of Pokemon.
Yay! I actually love Pokemon so much.
Yeah, I think both of us grew up with Pokemon in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
It
My
was cool.
first official game that wasn't borrowed from my brother was Sun and Moon.
It's funny that you say that because my first ever game that was not borrowed from my brothers either was actually Pokemon Fire Red.
Lucky.
Fire Red was really good, though my favorite is Emerald, surprisingly. Yeah. I played it on the Game Boy, the original Game Boy.
I love the professor in Emerald. I loved him.
I just realized, I said I played it on the official Game Boy. I'm just in here thinking, like, I'm not that old. Am I?
No, you're not old at all. It's okay.
Anyways. But actually, there's been things going on in the fandom a lot where there's this new trend going on, they're giving, Pokemon new designs for different elements, like if they were a different element.
Imagine, that would be really cool.
I actually found this article, well, you found this article actually.
Yes.
The Pokemon fan creates a ghost type variants for Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard.
That sounds like it would be awesome.
I feel like that would look like if the Grim Reaper had a Pokemon.
That would, ooh.
That's basically what would be happening. Or like a Satanism Pokemon.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like, because it's fire. I think of the place Hell.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know. But we're going to read on the article and give our opinions. You guys can give your opinions as well in the comments below, and we'll definitely read them and we'll do a review.
Almost choked on my tea. Oh my god.
Tea and coffee. Best of friends.
Yeah.
Anyways, remember to hydrate.
Yes.
A Pokemon fan artist continued an ongoing project by showing off a redesign of the fire Pokemon Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard as ghost types with haunting features. The Pokemon fan artist shared their work with other trainers and received compliments for their ongoing efforts and their creativity. Charmander and its evolutionary line first appeared in Pokemon Red and Blue as the fire-type starters in the Kanto region. Since their introduction, the Lizard and Flame Pokemon have been amongst the most popular Pokemon in the entire series due to this iconic designs and their powerful fire-type attacks, such as Flamethrower, Fire Blast, and Blast Burn. The Flame Pokemon has also received battle-exclusive form changes, with Mega Charizard and Gigantamax Charizard among the most noticeable ones. That's very interesting, actually.
Yeah. Just hearing about the old game, it just gives me flashbacks to that stupid Lieutenant Surge. I am an avid Lieutenant Surge hater, alright? I hate this man, but I love him at the same time because I love Raichus. But that stupid trash can puzzle.
Yeah. Raichu, I was so hyped when we were finally able to, capture Raichu.
I was like, oh, let's go. I, remember spamming you, we can catch a Raichu.
Yeah, I remember. It was 3 in the morning, too, when you sent me that. It was 3 in the morning. I'm half asleep because I just got done studying for exams and whatnot. And she's blowing up my phone. I'm half asleep, just Raichu, and I'm trying to put scientific logic behind Raichu, because I was still in that mental state.
Just technically, Raichu could light up my house. Yeah, okay.
Technically, Raichu with this much voltage can light up an entire city with one controlled shock.
Nerd emoji.
Yeah, basically.
I was so confused when you were telling me this. I was like, well, I just wanted to tell you could catch a Raichu.
I became big brain. I was half asleep, big brain.
But yeah, screw Lieutenant Surge.
Yeah, Lieutenant Surge down with Surge.
Down with lieutenants. Wait, no.
No.
No, wait, let's retry that. I meant Lieutenant Surge, not the actual lieutenants. I respect y'all. Oh my god.
I thought of lieutenants I don't know why when you said that, I thought of Lieutenant from Detroit Become Human.
Oh my god.
I just imagine Connor slapping like, Lieutenant, wake up, Lieutenant. Oh, I want to play Detroit Become Human again now.
We should like film ourselves playing it together.
We should. I actually do have the game downloaded on my PS4 at home.
Ooh.
I will try to see. I'll try to see if you can come over and we could do all that. I will actually add in my personal Twitch in the description below as well, so you guys can follow that and you can kind of follow along if we actually do that.
Yeah.
Because that would be more on like my personal, not really.
Yeah.
We don't do Twitch on the channel, sadly.
We're not really like the.
We're not
Twitch.
gamers.
Yeah, we're not gamers.
I am, but we're not gamers. I'm trying to see if they actually. Oh, it does show the design.
Oh my god, the Charmander is so adorable.
Aww.
I'm gonna have to like. I think I know how to edit it in for you lovely, lovely people.
We will definitely show you the image as well. We will not keep this to ourselves.
It's so
This
cute.
is adorable.
Like Charizard looks like a Dark Souls boss or something like that.
I feel like, yeah, it looks like a Dark Souls boss. I feel like
It looks
Charmander looks like Shy Guy from
I love Shy Guy.
from Mario. He looks like Shy Guy.
I like masked characters.
You like masked men?
God damn it.
You like...
No. No.
Yup. Confirmed.
No.
Confirmed. Violet likes masked men.
I mean,
Brown chicken. Wow. No, I'm joking.
have you seen Ghost from Call of Duty?
I have. I don't blame you on that one.
See?
I can't say nothing because back in the day in like middle school, I used to have a thing for Sally Face.
That's fair.
It's weird because if you look at the age of Sally, he was in like middle school around that time, so it was valid. Hold on, before y'all come at me for the age difference.
Put the Twitter down. Put it down.
Put the Twitter down.
Or I guess X in this form.
So I was like 13 or 14 around that time, and so was Sally Face. Sally Face was like 12, 13, 14 max, and then his older, obviously when he gets older, he's in like his 20s or 30s.
Yeah.
Obviously I no longer have a thing for Sally Face.
Yeah.
Like, not in that aspect. I still find Sally Face cool, and I still will play the game. I love the game.
I love the dialogue in it half the time.
Yeah, I also, I don't like how the fandom ships the friends, though.
Or,
Ash and Sally definitely deserve to be together, but I don't like how they tried making Sally Face gay,
or
personally.
like the Larry person, I think is
Larry.
What it was. Yeah, because I think that's his brother?
No, that's his roommate. That's not his roommate, but that's the neighbor. That becomes his best friend.
They were siblings.
No, they're not siblings, but I just don't see them being romantic partners.
Yeah, there's another, like, two characters I thought were related, and,
Who?
if y'all know Hell of a Boss, I thought Fizz and Blitz were related.
I did too. I thought they were
Okay, because, like, I saw them shipped together. This was before I knew what Hell of a Boss was. I was like, aren't they siblings? And so, my friend's like, no, you need to watch it. Just watch it.
Yeah, a lot of people shipped Blitz and Fizz, and I was just like, that doesn't make sense.
Like,
Because
aren't they
related?
siblings?
If they're not siblings, aren't they like cousins or something?
Yeah, like, I thought they were in some form of family tree. And I know people are going to be like, how did you not know this?
Yeah, you're gonna
I
have
didn't know.
you're gonna have people on trying to ping us in like, yo, no correction.
Actually.
Actually. Oh no, it's okay though.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Like, I also used to think Jesse and James were related as well.
I did too. I thought they were brother and sister.
Yeah, I thought they were brother and sister until, like, they're like, oh, no, they just work together. Huh?
People actually shipping them together. Like, I didn't start shipping them together. Now I do.
Yeah.
But I actually found comic strips of Jesse and James, like, as a family after they, like, stopped working with Team Rocket. And it was so cute because they have a kid and all.
Aww.
And and I genuinely cried, like, how wholesome it was. And I barely, like, ever cry like that.
Yeah.
So that's how
You're
you
rugged.
know. I'm not rugged. But that's how you know, like, that touched.
Yeah, it was just like, aw. I think I remember one time, long ago when Violet was little. Baby Violet had a huge crush on James.
I remember this. I met you around the time your crush just started ending. Like, you still had the crush, but it wasn't as bad. Oh no.
I'm embarrassed.
It's fine. I can't say nothing because I used to have a crush on Danny Phantom.
I don't blame you for that.
Yeah, so I was like, oh god, 7?
7. I'm trying to think. Ooh, maybe we should, like, after we talk about the games, we should actually talk about, like, our childhood crushes.
I don't see why that couldn't be a topic on here.
Let's go.
Let's go. We could actually start that now if you want.
Yeah.
So when it comes to crushes, I've actually had some pretty questionable ones.
Me too. Don't worry. If I'm also gonna do ones that were recent. I'm gonna get. I don't need therapy.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Anyways.
Because you don't need therapy. You do. Okay.
I guess like we should start with like the weirdest. Hear me out.
I'm trying to think.
I know what mine is right off the bat. Not really the weirdest, but it definitely is a weird one.
All right.
So, for everyone that knows the Chucky / Child's Play franchise, Jennifer Tilly,
Ooh.
Tiffany, like
Tiffany was
both
so
both the doll and human variant.
Yeah.
I definitely would do some unholy things. I'm sorry. A lot of people actually question me when I say the doll. I'm just like, it's just Jennifer Tilly, but travel size. Like it's
no. I think the weirdest hear me out was
Jennifer Tilly. Even now, because she is older now, and she definitely did change. Like she definitely did age, but she did not age bad. She
aged like fine wine.
Yeah, she aged like fine wine. Even now, I would still
like
politely ask you on a date and then do unholy things if you consent to it. Politely, respectfully.
I'm trying to think. I know I had like some questionable. Okay.
Yeah, I know definitely you did because I remember talking about it. Didn't you like Gojo at one point?
I did like Gojo at one point. I just really like character. Okay, so a thing with me is I like characters that are
older.
Yeah, okay. I like characters that are older than me, either by like a few years or just like, oh, I'm like 2 years older than you. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool.
I can't say nothing because I was like 15 with a crush on Aizawa from My Hero.
Now I remember. I used to have a crush on Shigaraki.
You like the crusty. I'm sorry. I just imagine going in for a kiss on that. And it's like, oh, romantic. Hold on, baby. Let me pull my chapstick. Like I would
He just starts putting it all over his body.
I feel like I would secretly put chapstick on myself. So if I were to kiss Shigaraki, it would go on him. Like secretly be hydrating his ass.
I can imagine like you kiss him and you hear that. You hear it's like crunching.
So, just as a FYI, or like this is kind of, it'll explain. I'm gonna explain something and it'll make sense after I explain it. I don't like guys with facial hair personally. I prefer.
That's a preference. That's okay.
Yeah, I prefer men with clean faces. Oh, excuse me. I prefer men with clean faces. Because of situations like that where if you're kissing them, if you're trying to do stuff with them, usually
God damn it, Discord.
usually the beards are very scruffy and not really something I'd get down with. I know there's some people that definitely do get down with that, but personally I'm not one of them people. But I feel like kissing Shigaraki, it'll just feel like you're kissing someone's very dehydrated and unkempt beard.
It feels like you'd be
like,
kissing a rock.
No, not really. I feel like kissing a rock would be more enjoyable. Sadly, like, because
Yeah.
at least it has smooth edges.
True, especially if it's quartz. Actually, no, don't put your mouth on quartz, please. You do not know
Don't
where
put-
they. Don't eat rocks.
Don't kiss rocks, please. Don't kiss rocks. Where did this conversation go? We went from
All right, let's.
our crushes, to kissing Shigaraki, to kissing rocks. Alright, what? You know what? Moving on.
So non-human characters.
Oh, non-human.
I not used to. I love Vox. I have such a huge crush on him.
TV squirter.
God damn it! And more on with the TV characters. If you guys know SMG4, you guys already know who I'm gonna say, but I like Mr. Puzzles. Now I don't like TVs. I don't like TVs. I do not want to do unholy act to TVs.
Hide your televisions.
No,
Hide your
I just like I like their personality. Okay, I like the personality. I like how demented they are.
You heard it here. It doesn't matter on dimension of the screen. It matters on the features.
Please.
It matters. It's all that matters is the special features that the,
Just
that the
like what's
screen.
inside of them. Wait a minute.
So you don't like the screens, you like the motherboards?
The motherboard. Show me your motherboard, baby girl. Oh my god.
I'll let you use my USB port if you can make me a motherboard. I'm joking.
Mom, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. she watches these.
Hi, Miss Violet's
Oh
mom.
my god.
Such a lovely lady.
I know.
Such a lovely lady.
I don't know how she raised this.
I had that same question. No, I'm joking. I'm sorry. I think like a non-human crush of mine would have to be Eyeless Jack.
That's fair.
I really was into creepypasta in middle school. I was that weird kid that would be in the creepypasta Yandere Simulator.
Me too.
I was that kid. So
By the way, this was before we knew what Yandere Dev did.
yeah, this was way before Yandere Dev did what he did,
Yeah,
nor
before he
like
was
before we
here.
even knew. This was like 2010 earliest.
Yeah,
This
2010.
was like 2010 earliest.
I think when the game like just first came out, or like when
No.
Yandere Simulator was relatively new.
Yandere Simulator didn't start reaching popularity until like 2015.
Yeah, so when it was like relatively new.
Yeah, so I don't know when it came out actually.
Hold on.
It's fine. We'll
Yeah.
look it up later.
We'll look it up later. We'll edit in when.
Yeah. But thinking about it, yeah, I really like Eyeless Jack. I liked Masky.
Yeah.
I did not like Slenderman, surprisingly.
A character. Okay, if we're going based off of creepypastas, I guess this like also kind of traveled on with Pokemon. I used to have such a crush on Steven. Not Steven Universe, Steven from Strangled Red. And I liked Lost Silver as well.
I didn't have a thing for Steven Universe, but when I saw the movie of him being older, I was like, damn, why Steven kinda... No, joking. He's cute.
If we're talking about Steven Universe, then
Older, yeah.
Spinel. Hit me up. I'm kidding.
I've been compared to Amethyst a lot.
I love Amethyst.
No, people actually compared me look-wise and personality-wise to Amethyst, and I was just like, damn,
mean-
is that...
I mean, the one clip where she's like, "Oh, are you scared of gonna get hurt?" And Steve's just like, "Yeah." That kind of reminds me of me and you.
It is, yeah. It's like, oh, you scared I'm gonna get hurt, and then you just hear Violet crying, like, don't go, please, you're gonna die. Me, I'm not gonna die, dies.
She's like, you just like come back with like 15 broken bones. Just like, I told you.
I told you I wasn't gonna die.
I
I never
you
said I wasn't
didn't
gonna get
die,
hurt.
but you got hurt.
I never said I wasn't gonna get hurt, but I didn't die.
Don't attempt the dumb stuff we do at home, please.
Disclaimer on every video, just don't try this at home.
Yeah, like don't try the dumb stuff we do at home. We've done a lot of dumb things. Please do not attempt them. I don't want to say it's done by professionals because we aren't even professionals.
We're not professionals, but please don't attempt them. I actually do want to do something though with you guys.
Ooh.
So, one of these days, I've been really getting into Sam and Kobe a lot. And
Oh,
you already know where this is going. You already know where this is going.
I have huge phasmophobia. You mean
I want to go to a haunted house and use like a spirit box.
no Ouija boards?
No Ouija boards, but like an actual spirit box, an EMF, like those type of things. No Ouija boards.
Just like starts saying things that we don't even know about each other.
It's actually really scary. So, me and my boyfriend were having a sleepover the one day, right?
God.
This is actually a really creepy thing that's happened. True story. We're having a sleepover, and I started telling him names of people that I should not know. I've never met his full family before.
Oh,
This
okay,
is like
that gave me chills.
This is like I was sleeping, by the way, and like I dreamed of these people, and I was telling him about it. I was like, hey, I dreamt of your dad and your sister, and I'm explaining how his dad and sister is, and he's just like,
You never
yeah,
met
you never
him.
met my dad or my sister. How do you know what they're
The
like? How do you?
way I would just be like, okay, exit.
He would like the way I feel like if your boyfriend would do that to you, you'd be like, oh well, you're single now. Like
Just like, oh, okay. But wait,
no, he's still with me. He's still
Yeah.
with me. He's still, but he was very creeped out by that. 'Cause he's like,
I'd be creeped out too.
yeah,
If
he
he just
was
like
like,
started
"You never-"
naming my grandparents and stuff. I'd be like, oh,
I've
okay.
never met his. I've talked to his sister before, like over the phone, but I've
But
never
you never
actually
like,
met
him. Met
Yeah.
them. I thought you were gonna say I never met your grandparents. I would hope not.
No, I've never met. I never met his dad. I never met his sister. But the fact that I was explaining how his sister,
Everything.
how his sister and his dad would act, what they would wear, all of that, it was just so creepy to him.
I'd
He
be
was
freaked
freaking
out.
out. He was driving. When I was explaining the full situation to him, I partially explained to him while he was there, but I didn't get to finish explaining to him. So he was on the phone with
Yeah.
me while driving to work, and he's like, and the whole time he's driving, I just hear him freaking out.
Oh my god.
Like you can hear the panic elevate in his voice as I'm explaining this to him, and I feel so bad because I'm like, this isn't like I'm not even joking with him. This is a genuine dream that I had, and I'm sitting here like panicking too because in the dream, it was he ended up in the hospital for a car accident, for a really bad car accident, and his dad actually ended up calling me saying like, hey, you're his girlfriend, right? You gotta come see him, this, that, and the third. And that's kind of how I officially met his dad and sister. It's so weird.
Yeah. Also, before we end, like, one crush I sorta have is Jax for the Amazing Digital Circus.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to the crushes. This just got dark real quick. Hold
Let's
on.
go back to like the crushes and stuff. Yeah. So the reason why I like Jax because I can hear you guys typing. No, I'm not a furry.
Questionable.
No, I just like how I just like his personality. I like how he's like he's so sassy, and I love that.
If we're talking about like animal-based characters that like kind of had crushes on,
Yeah.
I'll admit I kind of not really a crush, but like an attraction towards this character. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I was drawn to the character, but I never had a crush on this character. Nick from Zootopia, the fox.
Oh, I love Nick.
I was not attracted to him romantically or sexually or anything. But
Yeah.
I was just drawn to the character because I'm like, wow, this character's style, personality,
Like-
stuff like that is awesome.
Like such a carefree. Someone in the background just said, "You had me worried."
Yeah, someone here just like, oh, good, you had me worried, thinking of a furry. No.
A character I was like, oh wow, I like them was actually Roxanne Wolf.
That makes sense.
I just love how she's like, I am the best, and like, y'all are irrelevant. I love that.
No, I like Monty Gator.
I love.
Monty
I
reminds me of the type
cosplay
of
Monty so bad.
Monty reminds me of the type of dude that's like, I'm big, I'm bad, I can do this. But as soon as he's in private, he's like, can I get a Chucky milk?
Get some chocolate milk.
Can I get a Chucky milk? I'm
Like, I would 100% hang out with Monty, not Mothi.
I used to hang out with someone who was like Monty. Remember?
Aw. They scared me.
They were cool though. Like they actually were cool. Every
Like
time
they
I
were
see
so
Monty,
they were so chill, but like they had like such an intimidating aura. So I'm like, Hi. I don't. You scare me.
I do want to circle back to the horror franchise a little bit.
Oh God.
So I had a lot of crushes from like the horror franchises and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Before y'all get worried, because I already hear people typing like, "Oh, that means you're a psychopath. That means you're a sociopath." Before we get into that, I actually had a really huge crush on this one character, and I still kind of do. If you guys know, you know, Bram's Heelshire from the movie The Boy.
Ooh.
The Boy, that was such a good movie too. It wasn't like, oh, people died or anything a lot. It was more like one of them scare you with suspense type movies.
Like psychological.
Yeah, it was like a psychological fear type movie.
I love psychological horror.
That
Love it.
I also really had a huge thing for Jason Voorhees.
I used to have a thing for Ghostface.
Ghostface, yeah. You like Masked Men.
I-
That makes sense.
Yeah, I like Matt. Damn.
I'm sorry, I flashbagged her. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I like Masked Men.
I don't blame you for the Ghostface thing. Honestly, like if you see from the first movie, if you see who was under the mask, the dude was
Like
fine.
I know he was so beautiful. I remember like watching it, and
The first movie, though.
when he like took off his mask, I was like, oh my God. Whoa.
Also, am I the only one that seemed to really like Stu from Scream?
I liked him.
Well, it was the same. What's the actor's name? He played as Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movie. He played as Stu in Scream, and he played as William Afton in the new FNAF movie.
I forgot who you're.
You know who I'm talking about though.
He was at a con, and I was like, God, come here. I want to meet you. Come here.
I'm trying to look up.
Like he looks really good for his age. He's another actor that like aged like fine wine.
Yeah, I actually had a huge crush on him, like as an actor
I don't
when I was
blame
younger.
you.
When I was younger.
Also Josh Hutcherson. He's
I found the picture of him.
Yeah.
And I can't think of his name. That's not who it is.
That's the films. I was about to say what?
That's the film, but that's not. Oh, Matthew Leonard.
Matthew Leonard.
Lillard.
Lillard. We
Matthew
can't
Lillard.
read.
Yeah.
He was a really good William Afton. Like he took that
I
part.
always come back.
He
was
took
amazing.
that part and was like, I gotta do this. Yeah, make it memorable.
No, he
Got you.
He took that part. He's like, you know what? This game was a part of a lot of children's childhoods.
And like
I'm gonna give them justice.
Yeah.
And he did.
he
took
did it so well.
He took it and he like soared with that. He was amazing.
Cause like it's funny because he's probably like a childhood actor for tons of people, and like he did a childhood game justice.
Yeah. So he not only did he play a huge part in our childhood when it comes to the Scooby-Doo movies,
Yeah.
Scream, and all that, he also played a really huge part in our like teenage/adult lives with the FNAF movie.
Yeah.
And I find that really like I'm wondering, is he going to be in the second movie?
Ooh,
The
I hope so.
The second movie's coming out pretty soon.
I,
I want to go to it so bad.
maybe that can be like a 2025.
Yeah, it's coming out in 2025. But we gotta save up for it. Okay, December 5th, 2025.
December 5th. I'll most definitely like.
That's gonna premiere in theaters.
Yeah. Are y'all excited? I really hope. Sorry. Like if y'all can see, y'all can't see what I'm doing, but I'm like flapping my hands. I hope that there's Toy Bonnie. I love Toy Bonnie. He's my favorite.
Oh yeah, it's FNAF 2. They have to be the animatronics.
If not, I'm suing.
Well, he's on the cover.
Is he?
Yeah, hold on, I'll show you. He's on the cover.
Oh, he is.
They're all on the cover. I'm sorry, but the dude that played that was supposed to play Michael.
Josh.
Yeah, Josh
Yeah.
Rogan. I think his name is
Hutcherson.
Hutcherson. I'm sorry, not Rogan. Oh my God, Josh Rogan, completely different person. Josh Hutcherson is very attractive.
I know he's so fine.
I wouldn't go as far as to say fine, but I would say like he is attractive. Like okay,
Yeah.
I would if He's not someone I would go out of my way and start flirting with.
Yeah, but
Personally.
it's more of like the person that's like, oh my god, he's so pretty. Anyway.
I'm into big boys. I'm into
Yeah.
guys that have a little bit of fluff on them, got a little like the dad bods.
Yeah.
I like that.
I see. For me, I don't.
You like the fit, skinny boys.
Yeah, I like fit, skinny, or sometimes most of the time I do like when they're plus size because like more to love.
I never can see myself being with someone who is fit personally because I myself am a plus size person.
Yeah.
I always have the fear because I will admit, and as much as I hate to admit it, I am a little spoon. I'm that one.
Yeah.
Even though I spoil the crap out of my lovers and stuff like that, when it comes to stuff like that, I am the little spoon, stuff like that. And I have a huge fear that I am going to crush my lovers.
Oh no.
And mind you, I have lost a lot of weight since back then, but it's still not enough to be considered like, alright, I'm not going to crush him anymore. No, that fear still lives in my head.
Yeah.
I am 250 pounds. Ish. Oh, Lord.
So sorry for my silence. I was
Gatorade.
drinking, yeah, and it just went up my nose. That's lovely.
Gatorade not sponsored, but yeah.
Yeah.
Gatorade just flew out of her nose. It looked like her nose was bleeding blue for a second.
God damn it. Speaking of sponsors, I would like to give a huge thanks to Metaphysical Energy for sponsoring us today.
Oh yeah, I forgot that that was our sponsor for
Yeah.
today. Yeah, Metaphysical is actually really good. It's a pre-workout shake.
Yeah.
Well, more like pre-workout juice.
Yeah, so if you guys want to get all muscular, check out Metaphysical.
Yeah.
I personally love the hibiscus berry. I love anything hibiscus flavored.
I really like the blue raspberry though. The blue raspberry is one of my personal favorites.
Yeah.
I actually have a challenge for you guys at home. If you guys go and for our sponsorship, and you guys go to Metaphysical, get their product, try the forbidden fruit, and tell us what it's like.
Yeah, like tell us how does it taste? Like what does it taste like?
There's also a option called mix of all flavors. You can mix blue raspberry, hibiscus, and the forbidden fruit, and
Wonder
tell
how
us.
that would taste.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's like a lot of flavors in one.
So that is our challenge. That is the T-Pond first official challenge for
Yeah.
you guys at home. Get the starter, get the flavors, get the shaker, everything you need. Let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys' favorite flavors are too.
Please do, because we want to know what's the heck? What is your favorite flavor?
We want to try coming out with our own stuff too, so we want to
Yeah.
know your guys' tastes and stuff.
Like what is something good?
What's something you guys like? What is a flavor that you guys like? Even if the flavor isn't on here, you can even, in our socials in the description below, either DM us or even tag us in the comment or something. We definitely will check it out.
Most definitely.
Alright, back to the topics.
Back to the topics.
Actually, instead of going back to the topics, I actually have a organized activity for us to do. Do you remember when Bond was here and we were doing some Am I the Asshole?
Yes, I do. Where he was harassing me with a glue stick.
Let's do that again.
Yay.
We're doing some Am I the Asshole again. This time it's only going to be me and Violet though, so let's strap in for this one.
Yeah, 'cause oh boy.
Here we go. So the first one I have is, am I the asshole for having another man's baby?
Okay, so for this one, it depends because some women cannot really have children, so they'll be like, hey, random woman, can you, like, have our baby? Like, I know that isn't I don't know what it was
No,
called.
you're talking about a surrogate.
Yeah, that, like,
That's not another man's baby though. That doesn't count.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
what a surrogate is a woman with a usable womb. The egg is not hers. They take the egg from the other woman and they take the sperm from the man. They fertilize the egg and they put it into the surrogate.
Yeah.
That's not surrogacy. Has nothing to do with this. This is another man's baby.
Oh, okay. My bad.
So this is clearly a woman with another man's child.
Then yes, because
I feel like it depends on the situation. If you had the kid before you ended up with the other
Yeah.
person, then no, you're not.
like you can't just, you know.
Yeah, But it depends. We need more information.
Yes.
Also, trigger warning, because I see it on there now. Trigger warning for self-harm.
Yeah.
I will put when this ends in the. I'll edit when this ends, so you can just skip to the ending. Ready?
Yes.
I, 28 female, have an open relationship with my 29 male husband.
Okay.
We have been married for 5 years, and the last 2 years have been open. During this time, I have had a number of health issues, mostly with my reproductive system, that I was told that I would be unlikely to conceive.
All right.
Last December, I started to see this guy and we hit it off and saw each other on the regular. The end of February, I found that I was pregnant with twins and it was his babies. P.S. I was on birth control. It took me a few weeks to wrap my head around things and to tell my husband. At first, he was supportive and said, I love you and these babies are a part of you, so I'll love them too.
Aww.
A few weeks later, he changed his mind after realizing that he wasn't the father and was just going to walk away from the kids. He said he was going to be okay with it as long as he was the biological father, and the biological father was not in part of their lives. Hold on, I read that wrong. I'm so sorry.
I was supposed to say, huh?
He said he was okay with it as long as the biological father of the twins are not part of their lives. For background, his mother had him as a teenager, and he has a stepdad for his entire life, and has played a bigger role than his father ever did. I don't understand how he cannot relate to the situation and expect the kids to want nothing to do with their biological father. 2 weeks ago, he planted that seed that I have to get an abortion or else he'd never be happy. At 3 this morning, he left a letter before leaving to work on a work trip that said, it's the babies or divorce. I feel conflicted because what if this was the only time I can have kids? It hasn't happened in years, and if it's never going to happen again, the factor that made it so difficult for me. If he had the same stance on things from the beginning when I told him at 10 weeks, I would understand that the fact that he waited until I am 17 weeks along revealed how he really felt is messed up, because I'm almost halfway through the pregnancy. Does he expect me to be no resentment and I do the procedure, and we act like nothing ever happened and go on being married? Am I the asshole?
It's not your fault that birth control didn't work.
I feel like the marriage was already over once they agreed to an open relationship.
Yeah, like open relationships are really rocky.
Especially in that situation, I feel like
Yeah.
the relationship was already over once you agreed for it to be open.
Like, now, we're not saying all open relationships fail. We're not saying that. But, like,
In this case, it's going to fail.
yeah, because, one, it's not her fault that the birth control didn't be birth control.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the husband is kind of the asshole here.
Yeah, like, he's like, actually, it's me. Or kids that aren't even born yet. Sir!
He
Sir,
actually did threaten her to get an abortion or get a
Yeah.
divorce, basically.
Like, sir, that's probably going to be the only time this poor woman will ever have kids.
I'm not going to say poor woman either, because she is kind of also at fault in the situation. Instead of just saying, like, hey, if you want an open relationship, let me just, skedaddle my skedaddlies.
Yeah, or like maybe put some ground rules like wear protection, do this, do that.
Well, she did use protection, technically.
Yeah,
She
it
did
just-
birth control.
The birth control just didn't be birth control.
But it happens, though. There are actually babies that are born still, even though they use birth control. Birth control is not a set in stone. Birth control is not a set in stone solution for pregnancy, or for avoiding pregnancy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Even afterwards, you should always at least take Plan B as well afterwards,
Yeah,
or
like, just
wear
in
a
case.
condom, or even it's
Silly rapping.
it. Don't be silly. Wrap your willy.
Yeah, like
exactly.
don't like. You can do it. Just be smart about it, please.
Yeah. I'm pulling these off of Reddit. I'm sorry, Reddit is not working for me.
Reddit's not being Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit is not Redditing. Okay. Ready for the next one?
Yes.
Also, wait, we didn't say if she is not the asshole.
Yeah, she's not the asshole.
In this situation, she is not the asshole. Alright. Ready?
Yes.
Oh. Am I the asshole for no longer walking my friend home to her door at her dorm after she rejected me?
What? D- uh, yes?
No.
No?
Well, it depends. I feel like in this case, no.
Like, if, in my opinion, like, if she was sweet about it, like, I'm sorry, I don't think I want you in that way, then yeah, because you're like, screw you, bro. But if she was mean about it, then yeah.
Yeah, but the way he's wording it, it seems like she was mean about it. That's why I'm like, nah, yeah, maybe,
Like,
maybe not. I don't know. We need more info, so let's continue. And there is an update to this,
Okay.
so we'll read the update as well. I, 21 male, have been friends with Annie, 21 female, for 3 years now since the start of college. We usually chill at one of our friends' places every Saturday night with our friend group. After we're done, I walk her to her dorm first before heading back to mine. This has been the default, and I never really thought about it too much. A month ago, I asked her out, but she said she wanted to remain friends. It didn't bother me too much, but I obviously wanted to cut back on our friendship a bit. We were still amicable and part of the same friend group and still joked around with each other. However, I stopped walking her back to her dorm and just walked to mine. The first couple of weeks, she did walk back to her dorm on her own. However, she asked if I could walk her back because she was extremely scared of walking home at midnight, especially when she was drunk.
Wow.
I told her to get an Uber or just ask someone else because I was getting too tired to walk back to her place. Then I walked back to mine. The conversation was sort of awkward and we left it at that. Am I the asshole? No.
No. I mean, no one's really the asshole in this one.
Yeah, there really is no asshole here.
Yeah, like if he was like, oh well, I'm gonna hate myself saying this. Like, oh well, she rejected my alpha omega self. Then yeah, you're an asshole. But you're just like, you know what? You don't want to date me? That's cool. And y'all still were obviously like messing around as friends. So like, yeah, no one's the asshole here.
Yeah, I don't think he's the asshole. Honestly, it's more along the lines of like, I know a lot. I'm already seeing some of these comments, and some people are like, "Yeah, you're the asshole." Da da da. But I don't think he is either.
Yeah, like you were just.
It's like, okay, you want to
tired.
be just friends. We're gonna keep it as just friends. I'm not gonna step over any boundaries.
Yeah.
Let me not walk you home while drunk, not to get myself tempted to do some things.
Yeah.
Let me not, stuff like that. Honestly, that's the more respectful outcome.
Yeah, and honestly, if Will was like, "Hey, I can't walk you home. I'm too tired," I'd be like, "All right, just text me when you get home."
All right, so here is the update. I'm gonna read that and see what happens. Okay, so I was the asshole. I apologized to my friend this morning and explained to her my feelings because I guess I haven't been too upfront about it after she rejected me. I told her I wanted to cut down on one-on-one time, and that's why I didn't walk her home last week. But that was obviously the wrong way to go about it. I was extremely drunk that night, and I did not think too clearly about it when she asked me to walk her home. I told her from next time on, she could ask me to walk her home she could ask me to walk her home, and I would. But I would prefer if she had someone else to walk her home, and to consider me as a sort of last resort. She did tell me I have nothing to apologize for, and that she understood and it was her fault. And she shouldn't have just sprung it onto me at the last minute. I expected the whole conversation to be super awkward, but it wasn't. And she seemed very happy and sort of emotional about it. We joked about it afterwards. We're not the type to be serious with each other. We joke with each other a lot, so I'm just super happy that things are a lot less awkward between us.
I mean, she was understanding, so you're really not the asshole. Like,
he even admitted that he was drunk as well, so it wouldn't have been a good idea to walk her home anyway.
yeah, because, like, y'all would have started doing some freaky stuff.
Not even just the freaky stuff, he's putting himself at danger too.
Yeah, because, like, when you're drunk, you don't think clearly, obviously. So, if anything, he was just keeping both people safe.
Yeah, and you know what? He wasn't the asshole at all. And honestly, this is a very respectful young man.
Yeah, this is a very respectful gentleman.
Mama raised him right.
Yeah, A plus. Oh god.
Oh god. Sorry for the ear rape.
Sorry,
Clapping.
we're sorry. We don't mean to hurt your ears.
Okay. Ready for the third one?
Yes.
Am I the asshole for not wanting anything to do with my son?
Okay. It depends. It always depends.
Yeah, it depends. I feel like, was the kid like a juvenile child?
Like,
or
was he like, oh, I'm gonna do this, that, and a third. I'm so tough.
Because
So cool.
I did read a thing before where this kid tried to kill his own parents, and like they actually got a restraining order against their own son,
Oh
stuff like
my
that.
god.
So yeah, if it's a situation like that, then no, you're not the asshole.
Yeah, like you're just trying to live.
Yeah, but if it's a situation like, oh, you're 18 now, I just don't want you around, then yeah, you're the asshole.
Maybe.
Well, let's get into it. I really don't know how to start this. Basically, our son, 27 male, just cut us off out of nowhere. Before I start, let me say we didn't spoil our son and never abused or neglected him in any way. Me and my wife have been to every single game, competition, event, whatever our son was doing to support him to our fullest ability.
Aw.
We gave him him the lesson of work and money from a young age. We talked, had fun together, played together, fishing trips, hunting, boating. We learned his interests as he got older so we could participate. We were always there, but also made sure not to hover over him, but always available when we needed advice or assistance. We gave him the freedom to make his choices and discuss why a certain choice wasn't the good one, not just tell him that he was wrong. This is not to boast about our parenting, but I do believe we did a great job with him, and never heard him say anything on the contrary. Our house was the hangout place for his friends, and on more than one occasion, heard his friends saying how they wished they had parents like us. Even when he went to college, normally you would expect a decline in contact, but we never had that. We covered his college expenses, and he had to get a job to pay for his food, gas, and half of the rent. We covered the rest. All vacations were on his own dime. Everything changed when he met his girlfriend, now wife, 7 years ago in college. The contact and visits became less and less. We understand and didn't push him to come and visit. Only pushed when it became important events, birthdays, weddings, holidays. After they got married 5 years ago, everything came to stand still. No contact was received from him at all. We went weeks from not hearing from him until we called him or texted him first. Any visit had to be initiated by us. He got into a car accident, multiple injuries, and only found out 3 weeks after the accident when my wife sent him a message asking if he and his family was going to visit for Thanksgiving.
Oh God.
We found out his wife was pregnant on a Facebook post with a gender reveal party we didn't get an invite to. We talked to him a week before that. We asked him multiple times if we did anything wrong and why he was icing us out of his life, but his response I'm sorry, the grammar on this. His response to everything was, "Sorry, I just forgot." I have asked him if we did anything wrong, and his answer was always no. After the birth of our grandchild, we asked if we could go and visit to be able to see our granddaughter. We did even know his wife gave birth. We didn't even know his wife gave birth and found it through a Facebook post again. I again told him, I know he is grown but icing us out like this is really hurting us. And we didn't expect to have him on the phone 24/7, but we would like to be informed, and that is it. A call from him now and then would be nice. He again apologized and promised to keep in contact more. After that, I had to sit down with my wife and asked her to stand with me and not contact our son for any reason. I wanted to see what would happen if he would keep his promises. It was hard not just for me, but for my wife as well. As months went by, I nearly cracked myself. 6 months went by without any word from our son. This was actually starting to cause problems in our marriage, and we found ourselves in marriage counseling. Luckily, we came through it, and we are still married to this day. The first year was the hardest. and I couldn't count the amount of times me and my wife sat down and talked for hours as to what can the reason be for our son's behavior. Where did we fall short? What went wrong? As according to our son, we did nothing wrong. We had to see the birthday parties and live events through Facebook. All the people invited them, having fun, happy birthdays to other people. I'm not even going to describe, we went through 3 years without receiving a phone call, message, or birthday, Christmas, anniversary, or invites for our grandchild. Nothing. For 3 years, we didn't get a single text. 2 weeks ago, me and my wife sitting on the couch, I received a call from our son. I was shocked. And so was my wife. Because everything we had went through, we didn't cut our son out, but decided to act on our own mental health. That we were childless in a sense. I answered the call and put it on speaker so my wife could hear as well. The first thing out of our son's mouth was, "Did you guys forget I existed?" Not a hello, how are you, how have you been? Just, have you forgotten I existed? He didn't scream, but it was clear in his voice that it wasn't a joking matter. I asked what he meant, and he said, "Well, I haven't heard from you in a while." I just said back, "You have a phone and you have our numbers, why didn't you call?" And it was silent from the other end for a couple of seconds. And he just said, "Why didn't you call me?" I unloaded everything I've said above on him over the phone call, but in more detail, how our marriage almost ended, how to see his life play out on Facebook, no texts, calls, birthday wishes, nothing. The call lasted for about 15 minutes, and most of that time was just me unloading everything on him. Around the 10-minute mark, I can hear him crying over the phone. At the end of the call, I asked him, what did we do to deserve him treating us like this? If we deserved it, I would understand, but we didn't even come up with any reason as to his behavior towards us. But again, he said, "I'm sorry." I shouted over the phone, "Sorry isn't good enough. 3 years of not a word." And all he had to say was sorry. I wanted a reason. He said, "I'm not going to give you." He said, "I don't have one. You did nothing wrong." My wife took the phone from me and cut the call, telling me it was enough. I was getting worked up. Since our son has been texting nonstop, wanting us to come visit, not even coming to us, but after everything, wanting us to go to him, I haven't answered him yet, nor has my wife. He is begging, giving us a chance to fix everything, but can't give us a reason as to why. At this point, the reason doesn't matter anymore. Some of our family members have contacted us telling us that we're assholes because our son is trying and we are finally getting what we want, but now we won't talk to him. The pain we went through, almost the point of divorce, for no reason, is something that we can get over that quickly. We can't get over that quickly. Typo there. And we are still working on that, but everyone is refusing to understand. My wife agrees with me. What if it happens again? She is at a point where she accepted everything, and she doesn't even want to entertain the idea of that happening again. She doesn't want to get hurt like that again either, nor do I. Am I the asshole?
Jesus Christ, that's a lot.
Yeah, and it is an edit to add as well after that.
I honestly feel like no. You tried so hard and you just eventually accepted that your son doesn't want to talk to you.
I have mixed feelings about it.
Yeah, like, a part of me is like, yeah, because now he's finally like, hey, I want to talk to you, and you're like, no. But, like, at first, no. Now, more into it, yeah, you're kind of an asshole.
Thinking about it, like, the way you're going about it, yes, you are the asshole for doing what you're doing, but I don't blame you for feeling that way.
Yeah.
I feel like you should explain that to your son. Like, hey, listen, we are not going to make an attempt to rebuild a relationship with you. If you want to rebuild a relationship with us, you have to come visit us.
Yeah.
You
like,
have to put the effort in. We've been trying to put the effort in.
Yeah, because, like, what's the point of just putting effort in something when you're not going to get it back?
Yeah, at that point. But, I mean, it's a very complicated situation.
Yeah.
Can I offer something?
What's up?
I think a lot of issues it's important to hold yourself accountable. I think when you're young, a lot of times, you think everything should be catered towards your needs, and that's actually not how life is.
Well,
You know
that-
what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The dude, so he's expecting the parents to go and go visit him and everything after they've been trying to for all these years. Instead, he should cater to the parents. That's what I was trying to get at, or at least attempt to like. You want to rebuild a relationship, you have to put in the effort to rebuild that relationship because you already messed up the first time around.
Maybe, but sometimes it's hard to get past your own biases, and I don't know, I do like a lot of community work, and I think when people mess up is they lose track of why they're doing it, and it's really about themselves and not about like what the purpose is or the people you're trying to help. So if your goal, and I get it's a weird situation, but I feel as a parent, you would always want to be connected to your kids and support, you know what I'm saying, have
Yeah.
that relationship, and that's not anything that goes away, and it would be weird, I feel, if you're just like, oh, I tried. Cause that's actually saying a completely different thing, especially when that person's like admitting they're wrong.
That's
So
basically
it's
what.
like anything in life, a lot of times it's like, you need a certain humility to really analyze things from a rational point of view, you know, and especially nowadays, I think we allow our emotions to be so, and it's all, and they pump it, you know? It's like always about what I feel individually, and not saying that should be excluded, but I think the real answer isn't like about, I think nowadays everything is so like I focus or me focus when it should be like mutual. Like nothing should be a one-way street or that isn't productive for anybody.
Yeah, what's going on here basically like the parents tried holding a relationship with their kid, but the kid kind of like faded away and did his own life. It's like stopped talking to the parents completely. But now that he's trying to reach back out to the parents are basically saying like, oh well, now you want to build a relationship after all these years. We've tried to have a relationship with you. You didn't call us or anything. We had to initiate it first to be able for you to even talk to us. Basically like a screw you. So they're kind of cutting their own son off.
Yeah.
So that's like it's an
But
iffy
at
gray
the
area.
same point, is that what they really want to do?
No,
Because if that's not really what they want to do, that action kind of is what they're doing. You got me?
yeah, it says
And
here that
maybe
they
it's
don't
like-
want to.
Like both. It's like, I don't know. I think, yeah, a lot of stuff in life is negotiating and doing what you're willing to do and realizing what you're not willing to, like, where your lines and depending on what you're doing, those lines need, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like with this question, this is an am I the asshole situation. This is like a really gray area.
Yeah.
I don't have enough like parenting
But
experience.
I don't
to-
have
You
parenting
know, and
advice
we
at all.
live in this world where it's like yes or no.
Yeah,
Stuff ain't
there's-
yes or like
There is
like
no yes
everybody
or no.
thinks everything is black and white. Nah, there's like always grays and a lot of different shades of grays.
Yeah,
in
this is
between, you know.
this is more like one of them gray moments, though, because it's like a like yes and no, kinda. So like 50-50 at this point,
Yeah,
because they
but-
are the assholes, but sometimes they're not. It's valid why they feel that way, but at the same time, they shouldn't go about it the way that they are. I feel like,
Right.
um, but
And the
it's-
real answer, I think, is that's also like a person, like the child or whatever, or the, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like reaching out and being like, yeah,
yeah,
like
the child
they
reached
are
out.
owning that, you know? But also when you're young, I think sometimes we forget as we get older how we thought when we were young. And it confused, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because, like, I know, like, Kai and I were just talking about it, like, even from, I don't know, like 16 to 18, I learned a lot in them 2 years. And then 18 to 21, that's another, like, couple years where you're, like, learning a lot of stuff that was new. And then 21 to, like, even 24 is, like, a big learning period. Because, like, yeah, when you're a kid, you want to think you're more mature than maybe you
Yeah.
are, you know, and some of it is like a childish attitude, you know, where it's like you're not holding yourself accountable, and not that you're always accountable, but I realize as I grow as an adult, if you put expectations on things, chances are you're
it's not gonna happen.
nothing's going to meet those expectations, because the only thing you can control is how you deal with stuff. You can't really control how people feel, and you can't tell people how they should feel and expect that. So I really, especially something like that, it's better off to ask them the question, like, what is your goal? Because then, you know, you're like putting a lot of I, me factors in this stuff. But if your goal is to have a relationship with your kid or child, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Then that's your goal. That should trump whatever I, me issues. Or if it really is that issue, where is the middle ground?
I
You
think
know what I mean?
there is more to it where they do. There is a middle ground. I'll read the update so we can like get the middle
Okay.
ground. The reason we stood at the divorce door because we blamed each other. It was due to the pain we brought and felt that couldn't work it through. Because we became housemates, never talked and bottled everything up. We got mad at each other for nothing. In all his texts, he said that he will fix it and wanted to visit us, but he didn't. We have seen our grandchild only once, but regularly seen them with other people on vacations, house parties, and parties at houses. He and his family was at a New Year's Eve party 20 minutes away from our home and said nothing.
Wow.
Oh, okay. I guess there was no middle ground. I thought that was. I'm sorry. That's the end of the update.
Right, but in the whole tone of that writing, it's me, I, and my thought, and no considering. Like, they touched on it like, oh, they did own some of it, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But, and they acknowledge that, like, yeah, it was just, sometimes you need to be apart from people to really appreciate those things. Or maybe when you're that young, you need to just grow and figure things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
Because, like, at 18, I just joined the military. And I probably didn't talk to my parents as much as I should have.
Alright.
Because I would just experience life, or as a young person, that's what you do. You're, like, kind of into whatever you do or are doing without, like, I don't know, even in high school, I wasn't really thinking what my parents wanted or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's always like, oh, what does my family want? What do people expect from me? Not really, what do I want? Sometimes.
Yeah.
But then when the people go for the what do I want, there's always someone else that ends up getting hurt in the process. No matter what happens, there's always going to be someone that ends up getting hurt. It's very complicated.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is like a gray area. There really is no right or wrong answer on this one. I feel like there is no yes or no like final decision on this one.
Yeah.
It's like they are the asshole, but they're not at the same time.
And
Again,
it's
gray
coming
area.
off as they know that and know. A lot of times I think we already have decided that know what we want and looking for someone to be like, validate that.
Yeah.
But if you already know, like, everybody has like a gut instinct.
Yeah, it sounds
And
like
that's
he's.
like
Yeah.
90% of the time that is right. And usually in my life, I feel when I've gone against that thought process or I've messed up, you know?
I feel like with this one, because this is coming from the dad's point of view.
Mhm.
Again, this is like I don't know. I guess final verdict. There is no yes or no. They clearly do feel like, and they kind of know that they are the asshole. It's leaning more towards they are the asshole, but I feel like they have a valid reason for feeling and doing what they did and feeling the way they do.
Right, but that also doesn't validate.
It
them
doesn't.
doing that.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't validate their actions, but it's
Right.
their feelings are valid, not the action.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And that, yeah, we're in that time too where everybody's like, oh, my feelings.
Yeah.
And it's all about what I feel or think, or, you know what I'm saying?
Everyone's
and
so worried about themselves, no one has consideration for any other people.
Right,
That's
and I
the
think
issue.
that's a big, maybe the biggest social issue going on right now.
Definitely is. I think
And,
that's.
and it shows in like maybe the simplest thing, like the littering or not cleaning up after you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it
because
shows-
that.
Like a little act like that shows like the lack of respect you have for others. Where if you thought like, how can I respect and honor these things and consciously move like that, you would probably move completely different, right?
Yeah.
And a lot, yeah, it's weird because, yeah, and especially like you guys are artists too, you know what I mean? I struggle with that stuff too because like being an artist, it is such a me thing and a personal journey, but how do you balance that? So, because like one of the biggest things I dislike, and I don't know, I see things or the way people move that I don't necessarily agree with, and that kind of inspires me to move differently than that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Because
understand.
I feel like the only way to counteract those things is, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, I want to have, like, in that, just what you read, they're like, oh, I'm disappointed, or you're giving reasons why to validate your opinion, but what's more important, being right or your relationship with your kid and grandchildren? Because if that's your goal, maybe it shouldn't all be about like your opinions don't matter, but if your goal is to do that, then sometimes that's what, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like that should be it on the Am I the Asshole for today. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Zerby. I believe that's it for today. If you have any more suggestions, you guys can even send us some Am I the Assholes in the with some of the social links in the description below, or just comment it down below and we'll check it out. Huge and special thanks to Kensington Voice for letting us use their space and letting us use their equipment to actually make our videos and edit and whatnot.
Yeah. Sorry I was so silent. It's hot where we're at, so I'm not feeling too.
It is 87 degrees where we are.
So I'm not feeling too hot myself.
So everyone, please remember to stay hydrated, stay safe, and you guys have a good one.
Bye.